Hi everyone and welcome to Dark Souls Remastered. We are doing a little guide, walkthrough, let's play, a little bit of a mixture of all these things, but yeah, we called him Maximus just to pay our respect to our Dark Souls 3 character. We also picked up the Master Key as a gift, the Warrior as a starting class, and that's pretty much it. Let's jump right into it, shall we? Alright guys, let's go! So I will be skipping cutscenes, I will jump over dialogues, speed up those things. So yeah, this guide or this walkthrough, let's play, whatever we want to call it, is mainly a character building guide or a character building playthrough. We are going quality here, which means equal leveling in strength and dexterity. So these are my thought processes, my way of doing it. I'm a purist in that regard. A purist in the sense of I do play through PvE, the whole thing, the whole shebang. I go through a new game plus cycle to get everything ready to squeeze the last couple of levels out. I always aim to finish the game the first time around on about level 80 to 90. That is pretty doable, without the DLC, that is. I will have to see if I do include the DLC in this as well. You noticed I put off my helmet and my gauntlets, so I can fast roll even with the longsword equipped, because I won't level up endurance for the first time we can level up. So yeah, stuff that is important will be called out like this one. I always open up this shortcut just so I have an easier time when I do return for the first time to the asylum, and I can pick up my rusted iron ring, which will be of great use. But more on that once we hit that point, right? And yeah, I always return a second time with a quality character to get myself the Titanite slab that you can grab if you beat the second boss in this area, or the secret hidden boss if you want to call it that way. But yeah, so the way I do to start the asylum and the first couple of things I do in Firelink Shrine, they are the same for each and every single character that I do build. And for all of those who start out with the warrior class, I do know exactly that I have enough for 3 level ups once I reach Firelink, and to make sure that that happens. Oh yeah, quick little tip here, press forward on the left stick and R2 to make a jumping heavy attack, and as you saw there, it did hit for 2 times. I did an awful job dodging here, so I got destroyed. The first time I got clipped the second time, but it didn't matter at the end. Just make sure you don't get hit by this bot slam and you are good. Asylum Demon, there's really not much to talk about him. Circle around him, dodge his swipes, make sure you dodge into the opposite direction of where no. Wow, dodge into the direction the swing is coming from, and use your iframes or invis frames to not take damage. But yeah, I always take this little soul item there with me as well, because 2 levels that I can squeeze out, this one is required as well. But that's pretty much all that is required, I guess, from the asylum. So we are in Lordran right now, and we fire off the quick 3 levels, as I said. Put them into strength to get to 16, and with that we are able to wield the weapon that we will get further away. It will take a little bit of time to get there, but not too much. It's like in the Undead Burg, near the Undead Parish. I think you know, on the bridge actually. And you pretty much, those of you that played this game will know which weapon I mean. But it is an all-round great weapon for a quality build. I even use those on some Faith caster builds as well, or on Faith buff builds as well. So very good all-round weapon, a great moveset, which is why I personally do like it so much, but the whole community likes this thing, right? But yeah, talking a little bit about what we are doing now. We always come to the new London ruins and we start a new character. And here is why I picked the master key, to unlock this very door. You would have to play through the whole Blighttown, which means you would have played through the depth, can't talk, as well. Which would require quite some time, and I always love to come here early, grab myself the soul... Myself? Wow, the soul item that you can grab here, as well as the Dragon Crest shield, which is an awesome shield, 100% block. Should point out the heater shield that we did pick up at the beginning of the game is good as well. And this here is just a timing thing. A mash X to grab the items and then time your roll, start sprinting, and you can make it out there without getting hit. Yeah, the heater shield has also 100% damage reduction, physical damage reduction that is. So it is a very good starter shield. I think if you upgrade it, the stability isn't that bad either, but with the Dragon Crest shield you have 80% fire reduction, which can come in handy in the Undead Asylum and further down the line as well. So yeah, as you can see, we have 57 souls in our souls counter. That's nothing. So we don't really need to make our way back to Firelink the normal way. So I decided, you know what I will do, I'll take a plunge, I just make a suicide run to the Firekeeper soul. More potent Estus is always good, but I did forget to upgrade my Estus flasks, which is quite dumb, but as soon as we will pick up the second one, we will be able to activate the shortcut to Firelink and upgrade it twice. Here it's a little bit tricky. Grab your Firekeeper soul, you can make it out of there, no problem. I've did it a lot of times for everything. If I want to grab the green Titanite shard that you can get, and I have forgotten to cut out this loading screen, I'm sorry. I'll leave it in, just this one time. So yeah, loading times, they are not that bad on the PS4, which is really welcome. I do like that. So we start bombing around in Firelink. Just so we can pick up the humanities like right there, and I wanted to grab the various soul items as well. But before we did that, we did talk to Purist here, and we joined the Covenant, the Way of White. From my understanding, that just allows you to see more summon signs, or more white summon signs, if I do recall correctly. I'm not too sure actually. But yeah, it doesn't hurt you to grab this Covenant. For clarification, we will not go over all the Covenants that you can get throughout in this playthrough, just because it is a quality build, right? We don't actually need a Covenant per se. We will probably grab the Forest Hunter Covenant and try to get some PvP action in the forest. Not sure how this will pan out, but I think we should try it. Could be very cool. Also, this little shortcut or secret area where you can pick up some Homeward Bones, the Morningstar Talisman, some cracked red eye orbs, and some Lloyd's Talismans, which is awesome. Nice little head start. Especially the Homeward Bones are a phenomenal, I can talk, a great tool for doing not suicide runs, but quick runs and then Homeward Bone, or since we can't warp right from the beginning of the game, which I think is actually a good thing. I don't know, I felt like Dark Souls 3, yes, it was cool, right? You could warp anytime, anywhere you want, from bonfire to bonfire, without any problems. In Dark Souls 1 you have to earn yourself the possibility to warp, which I think it is okay because of the level design, right? And yeah, so we grabbed all the items that we wanted, or most of them. What I will do now is run back to the bonfire and rest at it so the enemy positions are reset, because I don't want to have like 6 or 7 skeletons on my back when I run around or progress through the game, right? That would be a bad thing. So yeah, I just ran back and sat there to reset enemy positions. Another quick thing that I should mention, I have rebound my jump from my circle button to L3 like it was in Dark Souls 3. It's a convenient thing. I just prefer it that way, honestly, because I can't tell you how many times I have accidentally jumped when I wanted to roll and plunged to my death, which is not what I want. It's about building a character, be a little bit efficient. When I watch this back, I remember that, or I can see that I probably would do some things different, like upgrading my Estus flask right now instead of have to wait until I come back here. But at the end of the day, that is not that bad. And so I was checking, okay, I need like, what, 700 souls to level up? You know what, I have 4 souls of Lost Undeads, which equals 800 souls, right? 4 times 200, quick maths, there we go. So I start putting out some points into my endurance, just because I want to see if I can make it so I can fast roll with the chest piece and the trousers equipped, which I couldn't. I was like, okay, I have 2 large souls, 2 times 400 souls is 800 souls, and that is enough to level up again. So let's try it. And I did, so 1 more point into endurance, we are on 14 right now. But it didn't work, so I was like, maybe with the heater shield, that weighs 1 unit less than the Dragon Crest shield, but even then, it didn't work out. And I was a bit frustrated, I thought it would work out, but oh well. We will go on with no trousers so far. Oh well, it's not that big of a deal, right? Make sure to clean out these hollows before you jump over to under the bridge there to grab yourself your Ring of Sacrifice. But I do recommend picking that up. In quality build playthroughs, it's not that necessary to have it, but it can get useful in New Game Plus when you run around with 300,000 souls and make a stupid mistake and plunge to your death, or just randomly die because you didn't pay enough attention or something. So I always grab that, just so I'm sure that I do have one that I can call back to. So yeah, let's jump back and continue. So the goal of today's episode is just to get a little bit of an introduction going. I will try to keep them around 20 minutes if possible. If I feel like that's not enough to cover enough progress, I will probably make them a little bit longer from time to time. But the goal is to hold them about in the 20-minute mark. So yeah, still a good chunk of progress, right? But it's not like you have to watch and sit through a freaking hour of me running around in Dark Souls, if you even have the time, right? So yeah, that's why 20 minutes I think is okay. So that's where we want to stick that. And we arrived in the Undead Burg. And I was seriously thinking, should I cap it here? But I thought, you know what, that was about 13 minutes or something. Let's progress on to the bonfire and do all the stuff we need to do first. So we can jump in next time. And wow, that was a parry fail right there. But yeah, backstab, why not? So I did grab the rubbish that you can get from that guy rocked all the way. I was hoping to get a hollow soldier waistcloth, so we can have a 3-7 poise or whatever. I think it's 7, right? So yeah, I picked up the rubbish. We will trade that to the crow, to Snuggly, for a Titanite chunk as soon as we will return to Firelink. No, not Firelink Shrine, the Undead Asylum, which we will do after we unlocked the shortcut, as I was saying. So yeah, here you can prevent some of the guys that ambush you by just killing them before they have a chance to do it. And I was like, let's get a little bit fancy, right? Let's try and get both of these guys with an R2, which we did. There's the rubbish. That is absolutely awesome. The R2 of the longsword, the whole moveset of the longsword, is one of my favorites. Can't talk again, I'm sorry. I'm all over the place today, but I wanted to get this commentary together for you guys. The whole moveset of the longsword is one of my most beloved movesets over all weapons in this game. And I'm mostly a sword guy, right? Also the longsword, the claymore, which is the weapon that we will be using throughout this playthrough. Those are the kind of swords that I do like a lot. They're versatile in their movesets. The damage, yeah, maybe it's not the greatest, maybe it's not the most damaging thing that you can get in this game, but I don't care. I will make sure to play so that that damage is perfectly fine and enough to deal with most of the stuff. No, let's say with all that PvE can offers. In PvP you may struggle sometimes, depends on your enemies. But yeah, for PvE I think it works extremely well. We also did grab the wooden shield here for no apparent reason. We don't have a use for it, but I hate leaving doors unopened. I just hate it. I don't know why. Maybe it's just a personal hang up, but oh well. I'm weird sometimes. You guys know that already. So yeah, dealing with those guys here with their shields and their spears can be tricky. So I tried to do a backstab, didn't make it. The other easy way to deal with them is to do a forward R1 to kick away, break their guard, follow it up with an R2, which actually did one-shot him. I didn't expect that, but I guess off-balance hit. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Two-handing our longsword as well with the vertical swipes is also great. So I had 1300 souls, which is enough to buy the residence key. We also bought the orange guidance soapstone, which lets us write and rate messages on the floor. So we can leave our little funny messages or rate other times. And here as well, nice double block. They bounce back, R2, both are dead. Pretty sweet. Here with the horizontal swings of the longsword, you can crowd control these guys, which is absolutely awesome. I do love that. After climbing up this ladder, make sure you grab yourselves the throwing knives that are on the ground there. And this jump looks more difficult than it actually is. Just line yourself up and you will make the jump. It's not that bad, honestly. We also grabbed ourselves our light crossbow. I don't know if I will use that or not, but it's fine to have it. And we need to do something about our armor, right? We need to pick up something. Yeah. But for now, that is pretty much it. That is episode 1. I would say we've made a decent amount of progress, right? We grabbed we made our character ready to run around with the weapon we want. And that the stats are where they should be. From now on we can focus on really building out our character and on my way how I do it. So I'm looking forward to that. But for now, that is all. Thank you very much for watching, guys. And as always, take care. Bye.